Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons. The Mortal Kombat franchise has been smashing faces and ripping spines since '92 and has accumulated a very dense and impressive lore filled with power struggles, elder gods, and a healthy splatter of time travel. The standard edition of Mortal Kombat 1 launches September 19th on PS5, Xbox Series, SX, PC, and Nintendo Switch. Thank you WB Games for sponsoring this video. Click the link in the description below for more information. We're going to do a breakdown of every playable character that's been announced, from the fan favorites to the insane special guests to the deep-cut combatants making their triumphant return. By telling their stories, we'll catch you up on how far this franchise has come since devouring literally every quarter I had in the 90s, and I had only 2. Remember, New Rockstars is 3 channels, so make sure you're subscribed to the Break Room and the Deep Dive for more pop culture analysis than you can shake a recently ripped spine at. Ugh. No. Okay, let's go on. The best place to start giving you the idea of what's going on in Mortal Kombat 1 is with Liu Kang. He's arguably the main character of the series, being one of the only ones who's appeared in every generation of the game. He's one of the humans fighting to prevent a war with Outworld, a fantasy dimension filled with monsters, magic, and a constant royal power struggle. At the end of Mortal Kombat 11, the Thunder God Raiden merged his essence with Liu Kang, turning him into a fire god. Using his new powers, he creates his own timeline, which is where Mortal Kombat 1 takes place. In the announcement trailer, we see that some of the old Mortal Kombat backstories and relationships are in place, but others have been flipped or altered. For instance, Sub-Zero and Scorpion, who have been rivals for most of the series, are fighting alongside each other. This is just one of the many changes that has Mortal Kombat lore nerds digging for every Easter egg they can find. Liu Kang was always a heroic character, but what kind of deity will he be? The announcement trailer ends on a brutally ambiguous note, with Liu Kang saying, "You have chosen war with a god," and then absolutely annihilating an enemy with a dialed up to 11 version of his dragon fatality we first saw in Mortal Kombat 2. Johnny Cage, arguably one of my most hated characters, was an arrogant Hollywood actor turned mortal combatant who learned that he was a descendant from a warrior cult that could use green tinted magic. He was originally modeled after Jean-Claude Van Damme, as is evidenced by his flashy style and willingness to do the splits at any possible opportunity. God, I hate this man. I love and hate him. Mortal Kombat creator Ed Boon originally wanted Van Damme to do the mocap for Cage in the original game, but he was unavailable. Things have come back around in Mortal Kombat 1 because you can play as Van Damme's version of Johnny Cage thanks to a downloadable character skin. In the new game, you could actually fight inside his mansion, complete with the infinity pool. So gaudy. I hate and love him. In this new reality, Cage no longer has his green energy attacks. Could it be that this version wasn't descended from magic users, or maybe he just hasn't unlocked his powers yet? This is a really cool example of how the story of Mortal Kombat 1 is woven into the gameplay. Speaking of actors, it was recently announced that Megan Fox will be voicing the returning character Natara. She's a vampire character who originally appeared in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. She's been an interesting character because she's neither good nor evil, but rather a neutral party looking to create her own realm. Her name means deeply rooted, standing firm in Indian. We're not sure what this version of the character's motivations are, but it does appear her love of blood is still intact, and I think it's like fun casting Fox as this character. Hopefully people remember her criminally underrated role as a demonic high school cheerleader in Jennifer's Body, because I do. Another returning fan favorite, and my fan favorite, is Sub-Zero. The mantle of Sub-Zero is actually one that's passed on to various members of the Lin Kuei assassins. The first Sub-Zero was Bi-Han, who would go on to be Noob Saibot, a shadow ninja whose name backwards is Tobias Boone, the last name of the creators of the franchise. In this new timeline, Bi-Han is Sub-Zero and the Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei. His story trailer sees him leading a force of ninjas on a raid on what could be a Shaolin temple. Fighting alongside him is Scorpion, who had been his rival in the previous games, and speaking of which, second favorite character, with arguably the biggest lore change in Mortal Kombat 1 is Scorpion, who has been confirmed to be a Lin Kuei assassin known as Kuai Liang. In past games, Scorpion has been a resurrected ninja named Hanzo Hasashi, who wanted revenge on Sub-Zero for the death of his family. Kuai Liang, the current Scorpion, was the second Sub-Zero after Bi-Han in the Mortal Kombat 2. It will be fascinating to see how this new dynamic plays out in the story. We do know that Scorpion will have the trademark catchphrase, "Get over here." That was really good of me. Cast me next time. Which was voiced by series creator Ed Boon in the original game. If the Scorpion is Kuai Liang, where is Hanzo Hasashi? Is this one of the other ninjas trapped in the multiverse somewhere? Something tells me that he'll eventually pop up in this new timeline. In that story trailer, Sub-Zero and Scorpion are seen fighting alongside Smoke. He was a hidden character in Mortal Kombat 2, turned into a robot in Mortal Kombat 3, and brought back in human form for Mortal Kombat 2011. Though it's revealed in his ending that he's actually a demonic creature made of vapor. He appears to be human here with the nifty new knife skills. We see the ninjas fighting Kung Lao and Rain, a purple ninja who was originally kind of a gag character in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. He's purple, his name's Rain. No, I will not be singing any Prince hits no matter how many times you ask in the comments. Or maybe I will. Just try. His backstory fleshed out in future games to make him the son of the demigod fighting for the throne of Outworld. He appears to be a magic user fighting alongside Kung Lao in the trailer. The last ninja in the original character lineup is Reptile. Originally an unplayable secret character in the first game, he became playable in Mortal Kombat 2. In this game, he can shapeshift from human to lizard form for some devastating special moves. He looks to be fighting alongside Johnny Cage and some other human characters, which would be a flip on his usual role as an antagonist. Katana was originally the daughter of Mortal Kombat 2 Big Bad Shao Kahn. She was revealed to be their heir to the throne of a world called Edenia that was conquered and subsumed by Outworld. In Mortal Kombat 1, she's an Umgadi, a warrior priestess and the protector of her sister Melina. Melina is the princess of the still peaceful and not conquered Edenia, but their father has been murdered. This will probably be the inciting event of the plot that turns Liu Kang's peaceful realm into one where people are gouging each other's eyes and removing their bones from their bodies. Speaking of Melina, she's got a new backstory of her own. In the original game, she was Katana's sister, revealed to be a clone made with Tarkatan DNA. Tarkatans were a warlike people who have also undergone a lore change that we'll talk about in a minute. Her dual DNA explained why when she removed her mask, she had a creepy monster face that ate people. In Mortal Kombat 1, she's an heir to the throne, but she's trying to hide an affliction. The Tarkatans are no longer a species, but people afflicted with Tarkat, a kind of rage disease, and Melina is slowly succumbing to it. Another member of the Umgadi is Tanya, a formerly villainous character introduced in Mortal Kombat 4. She looks to be high up in the Umgadi, but given her history as a villain, there might be some double crossing in her future. Another character with ties to the Umgadi is Li Mei, a deeper cut character who made her debut in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. She's now the former leader of the Umgadi who left after Melina and Katana's father was murdered. In one trailer, we see her trying to talk her way out of a fight with Tanya and some of the other Umgadi warriors. The most prominent pure Tarkatan in Mortal Kombat history is Baraka. In the original game, he was a servant of Shao Kahn. In Mortal Kombat 1, now that Tarkatans are people inflicted with the disease, he leads a group of dissidents who have been exiled. This is an interesting detail because it points to the fact that Liu Kang's attempt at a utopia also has class struggles and injustices. In the original Mortal Kombat timeline, Raiden was the god of thunder who led the humans against the bad actors of Outworld and acted as a kind of godly father figure to the other characters. In Mortal Kombat, he and Liu Kang have switched roles, with Liu Kang as the omnipotent daddy. Raiden is from the Earth realm. He's seen tending to a farm with Kung Lao and training with Quan Chi. He's noticeably younger than he was in the other games, but still has his lightning abilities. He is chosen by Liu Kang to represent Earth in the tournament. It's really fun to see these roles flipped where Raiden is the reluctant student now. Speaking of Quan Chi, I love Quan Chi. He debuted in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance as a blind swordsman, most likely a reference of the character Zatoichi, who is a long-running character featured in Japanese samurai films dating back to the 60s. In this universe, he still has his sight. Will he lose it by the end of the game? Given the amount of eye trauma literally dealt out in the series, I'm guessing it's very likely. In one of the trailers, he's challenging Johnny Cage for a possession of a sword he calls Sento that Johnny Cage is apparently just using as a wall decoration. Very Johnny Cage of him. Everyone's favorite future lead spokesman Kung Lao is back, usually seen alongside Liu Kang like in their spin-off adventure Shaolin Monks. In this reality, he farms and trains alongside the young version of Raiden. Another character from the deep bench making their return is Havoc. He is a cleric of chaos. If there's any death metal bands out there looking for a name change, I think you just found it. He made his first appearance in Mortal Kombat Deception, but hasn't been a playable character since Mortal Kombat Armageddon. He did, however, make an appearance in the Joker's ending in Mortal Kombat 11, fitting because both he and the Clown Prince of Crime are agents of chaos, and judging by some of the dialogue from one of the Mortal Kombat 1 trailers, Havoc is still a fan. His people can mutilate their own bodies for the purpose of combat. You'll notice that in the battle, he cuts off his own arm and uses it as a weapon. In the trailer, he's battling another long dormant character, Ashra. Ashra is another character who first appeared in Mortal Kombat Deception. In that game, she's a human-looking character who is actually a demon from the Netherrealm who wields a holy sword called Chris. She's still sporting a blade in Mortal Kombat 1, but definitely looks more supernatural in this game, sporting all black eyes, and I love her. She's beautiful. I can't wait to play as her. She's been on both sides of the hero-villain divide, but this bit of dialogue from the trailer suggests that she's with the good guys this time around. And on topic of good guys versus bad guys, the final boss of Mortal Kombat 2 is back and in the center of courtly power struggle in Mortal Kombat 1. He's referred to as General Shao. He's still wrecking shop with his hammer and clearly has beef with Liu Kang. Then we have Sindel, who was an evil magic user introduced in Mortal Kombat 3. She now appears to be playing for the good guys. She's still a mother to Katana and Mileena like she was in the original games, and still throws down using her tentacle-like hair. She's also beautiful. I'm obsessed with her. Garrett is the only character in the main roster who first appeared in the last game in the series, Mortal Kombat 11. He was created by Kronika, the big bad of Mortal Kombat 11, to help her preserve the time stream. In this game, he's protecting the Hourglass, a mythical object that regulates time. He has memories of the old timelines and is now working with Liu Kang to protect his specific vision for reality. So it is possible for characters to remember some of the destroyed timelines, which leads me to Shang Tsung. The boss of the original game has appeared in both old and young versions in the series. In the opening cutscene, we see him selling medicine as an old man. One of the diseases he's hawking cures Tarkat, the blight that's affected Mileena and Baraka. Later, the old man's garb is revealed to be a costume he uses to seem more trustworthy. He's approached by a mysterious stranger that might be Kronika or her daughter from Mortal Kombat 11. This stranger offers Shang Tsung, who in this world is a magic-free grifter, access to actual magic, which he seems pretty stoked about. So it would appear that there are characters left over from Mortal Kombat 11 that still remember the original timeline. Could the story of Mortal Kombat 1 be a struggle between Liu Kang and the characters from the past looking to undo their undoing? There might be some clues in the new cameo system. The cameo characters are familiar faces from past Mortal Kombat games. We have Sonya Blade, Jax, and Kano, but also alternate versions of the characters in the main roster like Sub-Zero and Kung Lao. These characters all seem to be in costume from previous games. One theory is that these cameo characters have been pulled out of their original timelines into this game by Kronika or someone else from an erased reality who's trying to restore the status quo. If you pick up the premium edition, which includes the Kombat Pack 1, you'll get the first wave of DLC characters. This lineup has some truly insane additions to the roster. From past Mortal Kombat games, you have Ermac, Quan Chi, and Takeda, but you also have Homelander from The Boys, Omni-Man from Invincible, and mother flippin' Peacemaker, baby. God, it's so beautiful. Mortal Kombat has always had insane guest characters like Joker and Jason Voorhees from other franchises, and it's always a blast seeing them throw down with Mortal Kombat's roster. While no gameplay of these characters has been shown, Ed Boon has said that Omni-Man and Homelander will play differently despite their similar power sets, and I can only hope Peacemaker can call in Eagly for an assist. So that's a breakdown of everyone you'll be seeing in the main roster of Mortal Kombat 1. Let us know who you're going to be maining in the comments, because you know mine's going to be Sindel or Sub-Zero. Thank you again to WB Games for sponsoring this video. Be sure to click the link in the description below for more information. You can get over here. Follow me at Lulu_Clemons. Follow at New Rockstars on all social platforms. Be sure to also follow the Break Room, where every now and then they play some video games. I'll see you guys later.